This week on Maker Update, a dress that gets you drunk, a new tool for modeling projects in your browser, an Arduino project from the Upside Down, 2 Teensys, 1 Gonk, and an intervention for your junk drawer. It's Wednesday, October 19th. I'm Donald Bell, and welcome to Maker Update Episode 7. Now, this is going to be a straight up and down episode with lots of cool stuff to cover, so let's jump right in, starting with the project of the week. No doubt many of you are familiar with the work of Anouk Wipprecht. She did that super cool 3D printed spider dress for Intel. This week, she shared a new version of a dress design on Instructables that is a cocktail dress that actually dispenses cocktails. The project uses an Arduino-compatible Teensy board as the brains, along with a peristaltic pump for precisely dispensing booze, and an RC-style LiPo battery for power. Best of all, the project includes Anouk's own design files for the heart-shaped 3D printed front piece, which, unlike your actual heart, includes a convenient drip tray. If you don't have a 3D printer or just want to have the print professionally done, there's also a direct link to have Shapeways print and ship it to you. Now, there are a lot of unfamiliar elements here, pumps and tubes and 3D printed harnesses, but don't mistake that for difficulty. I love projects like this that make it easy to explore different technologies and techniques that I can incorporate into other projects. It's also just a great peek into Anouk's world, and everybody should check it out. And now for news. This past week, the 3D modeling software SketchUp, which some of you still might remember as Google SketchUp from when Google owned it, they've opened a free public beta version of SketchUp that works in your browser. If you go to my.sketchup.com, you can jump right into designing in 3D. There's nothing to download, and there's no registration. And from my time with it so far, there's also nothing else out there that is as easy to jump right into. I mean, I love all the free Autodesk tools like Tinkercad and the 123D apps, but only a few of them work right in your browser. Also, SketchUp has 2 things that really set it apart. One is that it defaults to human scale. It literally plops a person in your design for reference. A lot of other free tools out there default to a smaller scale that's geared more for making little 3D printed things. But if you're sketching up like a workbench or a tiny house or a go-kart, that kind of work feels a little bit more at home to me on SketchUp. The other thing I like about it is their design community, 3D Warehouse, which is kind of like their Thingiverse. There is a deep well of content here that stretches all the way back to their Google days. It's easy to upload files and also really easy to embed them on other sites. Anyway, if you're curious, go check it out. It's my.sketchup.com. And they also have a free desktop app called SketchUp Make, which has a little bit more import and export features. And now for printing out those 3D models, this Tuesday, Ultimaker announced their new Ultimaker 3 line of 3D printers. There are 2 models. There's the Ultimaker 3 and the Ultimaker 3 Extended, which has a larger build volume. Now, there are some neat new features like Wi-Fi and active leveling and a progress camera, but the really big deal is the new dual extruder. This can let you print in 2 colors, but more importantly, 2 materials. In a lot of their example prints, they show off designs where the second extruder lays down a water-soluble support material for the main extruder, which is a really neat idea. Now, before you get too excited, the base price on this is around $3,500. It's really geared for more of a high-end market. It's too rich for my blood, but it's cool to see where the technology is going. All right, now for some other quick projects. Check out this Stranger Things-inspired alphabet wall from user BXL4662. It uses an Arduino and a strand of individually addressable LED string lights. The Instructable includes resources for the font used for the alphabet, as well as the Arduino code itself, which loops through a few routines, including glowing up and glowing down, and spelling out I'm here or run. It looks like a good beginner project for Arduino and a nice way to get familiar with WS2811 LED strips, which seem like they could be an inexpensive alternative to NeoPixels. Another project that caught my eye this week is this quick and dirty Star Wars Gonk prop from SciFrog. It's just 2 plastic storage bins, some scrap wood, flexible dryer vents, old plastic water bottles, and whatever greeblies you might have in the garage. Paint it up, maybe add an Adafruit sound effects board, and you've got a Gonk. Speaking of Adafruit, I noticed 3 cool products that they added to their catalog this week. The first is this breadboard battery power supply called the BooSTick that offers a switchable 3.3 or 5 volts of power from a single AA battery. Definitely a cool accessory for tinkering on the go. They also stock the new line of Teensy project boards, the Teensy 3.5 and Teensy 3.6. These were kickstarted back in August, but are now shipping and making their way into retailers. I noticed SparkFun is also stocking them and has a nice little video demo. The two boards are similar, but the 3.6 offers faster processing, which is good for driving LED displays, and more memory, and can be had for $30. The 3.5 is $5 less, and still runs rings around an Arduino Uno at the same price. I also really enjoyed this piece that rounds up a bunch of solutions for small part storage. It's by Gareth Bramwin over on MakeZine. He runs through a ton of options, including this custom routered table insert that's just for sorting resistors. As a nice companion read, Jenny List has a great piece on Hackaday about combating her instinct to hoard electronic components, or what she calls her boxes of stuff that might be useful someday. I'm pretty sure every maker I know can relate to this piece, and as I'm standing here right now, I have a box exactly like this next to my foot. There are so many comments on this piece, it's practically a support group at this point. This weekend, we have 8 maker fairs happening around the world, including Derbyshire, Fredonia, Shreveport, Orlando, Oakland, Shenzhen, Bengaluru, India, and Jerusalem. And as you've probably heard me say already, I'll be hanging out at the Oakland Maker Faire on this Sunday, giving 2 talks, one on Arduino and one on Maker software. So if you make it out, come say hello. I'd love to see who's actually watching the show. Plus, I've got some Maker Project Lab stickers to give out. All right, so that's episode 7 of Maker Update. As always, I really appreciate your feedback. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you liked about this video or what you'd like to see differently next week. And I also super appreciate your shares. I've got around 400 subscribers on YouTube right now, and that feels really great. But I do want to build this up into a legion of makers, and I need your help to do that. So if you can find an excuse to share this video with your friends, I think that cocktail dispensing dress is probably a great excuse. Please do that, and you'll help me build this thing up, okay? I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.